Welcome to Cutting Edge Aquatics. My name's Dave and I'm your host. Today I'd like to take a moment and talk about this Breederbox, which is a Breederbox that I've taken and converted to a Refugium. Now, a Refugium, for those of you who don't know, is a place, a refuge for organisms, for fish, for aquatic species, life, that can, a safe place for them to live without being predated on by fish or by other organisms in the tank. Now, as you can see in this tank, my 60-gallon father fish tank, you know, just basically like more cold water species fish. This Breederbox, one of the things that's really neat about it, and I'm showing you this, is a plant actually kind of blocking the view slightly, but where you notice that sponge filter there, this sponge filter essentially is the intake for this Breederbox. Now, normally when you purchase, this is the Fluval, or I think it's the actually Chinese off-brand of the Breederbox. The Fluval is a little bit more expensive. This one is around like 19 bucks, I think, on Amazon right now, or 18 something. Where the Fluval, I think, is closer to 30. I could be a little bit off on that, but this, buying this Breederbox out of the from Amazon directly and just using like an airline, it is extremely loud. Now, one of the things you may notice here is there's not a lot of noise right now. As a matter of fact, the bubbling you hear may be coming from my Refugium or my other. So what I've done is I've created a modification on the Breederbox, and where this inlet tube is here, it's actually connected to this sponge filter. So this sponge filter I purchased on Amazon. I think it was like a value pack. You get either 3 or 4 for like 20 bucks or something, and it's intended for like a 50-gallon. So I have that as basically my intake. So I get the advantage of still having a sponge filter, which is my intake, which provides the biological filtration and clarity of the tank, but it also provides me with the silencer for this Breederbox. Now, within the Breederbox, what I'm planning on doing for this particular one is maybe these little, these are called waffle plants, and I purchased them at Lowe's the other day. And for these waffle plants, these are terrestrial plants, so you don't want to put these underwater. But I'm gonna move these plants into this Breederbox here. And so when I look closer at this Breederbox, you'll notice there's some lava rock down here. The lava rock essentially just the media I'm using. You can probably use like pond stones in there if you want, or river rock. You'll notice there's a couple little pothos in here already. I just kind of took these clippings from my main plant and put them in here, and I have this little sponge filter. Now, my original idea was, for the reason why I have this sponge filter is to kind of act as an additional silencer. But what I'm finding is you don't really need it. I mean, if you want to have that there, it's good because you actually are providing some biological filtration. But you don't. It's not really that important. But this with the stones though, or with the river rock, it's a coarse media. So it does give you some extra biological there as well. So there's like a lot of benefit with having a Refugium. It's considered a refuge, like I mentioned earlier, for microscopic organisms. You can have baby fish in there. So if you have a pregnant fish that's going to have babies, like a female guppy, and she'd be safe. You could also have like your cultures in here, so you could have like blackworm cultures. So maybe on the bottom you have just some small river rock where you can put those blackworms. I've seen people have them on the front of their tanks with blackworms. You could have Ostracods, like scuds. So if you were to get a scud culture, or maybe you want to take your existing resurrection jar and you basically attach it directly to your tank, you could do that too. So it gives there's a lot of optionality with this. But I just wanted to share the video. I thought it was pretty cool, and I'll see you on the next one.